Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the second day of January 2024, Friday of the fourth week of the year, the fourth week in Ordinary Time. And for the rest of the Americas, it may be Groundhog Day. And whether or not that groundhog sees his shadow or not means that spring is late or early. But for us who believe, today is the great feast of the presentation of the Lord. It is the 40th day following Christmas. It is the official close of the Christmas season, according to the medieval calendar and the ancient calendar. And as a Franciscan, things medieval are sometimes things that they like to concern ourselves with when they are good for us. And so, just looking the last remnants of some of the nativities that have been up here in the Friary Rectory. We have tried to keep Christmas for all the 40 days that follow. There's the Sicilian one right over there, and then over here into the dining room is the one that had are the two kind of from Italy over there. So our last nativities that are up that will have to be put to rest until next December or November, whenever that is, until we begin to celebrate Christmas again. But how good it is that Christmas falls, or that Christmas ends so close to the beginning of Lent this year. So this final day, this presentation of the Lord. What do we celebrate today? Well, again, it is the final revelation of Christ, again, to the nations of who and what, I'm going to put these bells down because they're a little bit loud, of who and what Jesus is. And again, that he is primarily the hope of Israel. Let me go around this way. Yes, it's a little bit better over here. The hope of Israel, the one that Israel has longed for. And so the revelation to Simeon and Anna in the temple. Again, following an ancient custom by which the firstborn would be dedicated to God in some ways, not necessary to become a priest of the temple or any kind of servant of the temple, but in thanksgiving for giving a firstborn son. Now, not for a firstborn daughter, unfortunately, but a firstborn son. And so Mary and Joseph follow these rules, and they present him in the temple. Again, this is only in Luke's gospel, not in any of the other gospels. Simeon, the great, whether he was a prophet, whether he was a priest, it's never really clear. He was somebody who just hung out at the temple waiting for the Messiah to come. And when he sees Jesus presented in Mary and Joseph, again, he gives the great proclamation of, now, Lord, let your servant go in peace, because my eyes have seen the salvation that you have promised. Again, he then goes on to tell Mary that this child of yours will be a sign of contradiction, will be a sign that will upset many people, and that a sword will pierce your heart, which is, again, an interesting kind of thing for Mary to receive just at the birth of her son. And again, we heard about this all within that first week of Christmas. Again, we hear the presentation there, and now we have it on its official day again. Anna also is another prophetess. It says that Anna is a prophetess, and that she has been waiting also for the Messiah. And she also proclaims him when she recognizes him. She doesn't say anything, unfortunately, in Luke's gospel. She just is there. The terrible thing about this is that there's a long form and a short form, because this passage is a bit long. But if you go for the short form, you cut out Anna. Don't do that. That's a bad thing to do. It's both Simeon and Anna witness the fact that this Messiah has come. This one who is to overturn, to upend those things that we thought were important and necessary in our lives, those things that we thought mattered, are going to all be changed, because this Christ, this child, this Messiah is going to show us the true way of how it is that we are to live as human beings in this world, and to embrace all that this world has to offer us of its glory, of its wonder, of its praise, of its beauty. This is why Christ comes. Again, nothing necessarily about, dying on a cross, although Simeon does tell Mary that a sword will pierce her heart, but it's also the sword of several rejections that Jesus will face. And all the time when he's trying to tell people about love and mercy and forgiveness and peace and care for one another, people refuse to listen to that, because they would rather listen, to their own dead ends, to their own avenues that do not go anywhere, but they find comfort and security in them. The challenge of Christ is what both Simeon and Anna realize, in the presenting of this child, before God. May Christ always continue to be a challenge for us, to allow our minds and our hearts to be open to what is more that God can offer to us. May we come to realize, again, that while our society and culture try to compartmentalize times of joy and wonder, our church breaks down all of those barriers that our society and culture sets up. So on this last day of Christmas, this last official day of Christmas, a blessed and holy Christmas to you all, a Merry Christmas to you all. May the Lord give you his peace.